Good morning, students. Welcome back to the chapter number 3 of civics, that is the state government. So students, in the previous video we have discussed about the function of state legislature. What was the function of state legislature? The function of state legislature is to make laws. Now in this video we will discuss about the process of making laws. What is the process of making laws? So before the law is being passed, it is presented in the form of a bill. So what are the types of bills? Types of bills are ordinary bills and money bills. Ordinary bills deal with the general administrative issues and money bills deal with the some form of expenditure or imposing of new taxes or abolition of existing taxes. So students, now let's see the procedure of passing ordinary bill. Ordinary bill can be introduced in Vidhan Sabha or in Vidhan Parishad. The minister asks for the permission from the chairman of the house, called the speaker, to introduce the bill. Now this is called the first reading of the bill. And at this stage generally only the title of the bill is read out. Is it clear? Then in the second reading, there will be a general discussion of the bill, and the house can send the bill to different committees for further discussion, and it can even send it to the people for their opinion. And after the bill come back to the house, it is discussed in great detail, clause by clause. Now after the general discussion of the bill is sent for the third reading. And the third reading happen only if the bill has passed through the first two stages. Is it clear? Now after the third reading, the bill is sent to the other house, and if the state is bicameral, the bill will be sent to the upper house, that is Vidhan Parishad, and again they will follow the same procedure. And if the bill is passed, the bill will be sent to the governor for his approval. And if governor approves the bill, he will sign the bill and the bill will become the law. But if governor does not approve the bill, what he will do? He will give his suggestion or he will do some changes in the bill and he will send it back to the houses. Means it will send it back to the legislature. And in some cases, the governor can also withhold the bill and he can send it to the president for his consideration. Is it clear? Now let's talk about money bill. Procedure of passing the money bill. Money bills can be introduced only in Vidhan Sabha. After that, it is sent to the Vidhan Parishad. It can stay there for maximum time of 14 days. If it is passed within that period, it's fine. Otherwise, it is deemed to have been passed. After that, it is sent to the governor. But if Vidhan Parishad is having some issue, it can send that bill again to the Vidhan Sabha for the amendments. Then Vidhan Sabha either can amend the bill or it can send that original bill back to them. Then it is sent to the governor again, and governor can give his assent or governor can withhold his assent. If he gives his assent, it is said to be passed. If he does not give his assent, he can send that bill to the president for his consideration. But governor cannot send the bill back to the Vidhan Sabha or Vidhan Parishad. So now let's discuss the difference between the ordinary bill and the money bill. Ordinary bill deal with the general administrative issues. On the other hand, money bill deals with some form of expenditure or imposing of new taxes or abolition of existing taxes. Ordinary bill can be introduced in Vidhan Sabha or Vidhan Parishad. Money bill can only be introduced in Vidhan Sabha. In ordinary bill, the governor can send bill back to the legislature with some suggestion. In money bill, the governor cannot send bill back to the legislature. I hope it is clear now. Now let's talk about the state executive. What was the main function of the state legislature? The main function of the state legislature is to make laws. Now, what is the main function of state executive? The main function of state executive is to implement that law. Now, state executive comprises of the chief minister, the governor, and the council of minister. Now, let's talk about the chief minister. Who is chief minister? MLA belonging to the majority party elect their leader, and that leader is your chief minister. Who is the present chief minister of Uttar Pradesh? The present chief minister of Uttar Pradesh is Yogi Adityanath. Now, it's your job to find out who was the first chief minister of your state and tell me in the comment section. Now let's see the functions of the chief minister. Chief minister is responsible for the working of the government in the state. Is it clear? Now he is the leader of the council of ministers. He selects other ministers of the state and allocate their portfolios. He presides over cabinet meetings. He coordinates the working of various ministries. He supervises the overall administration of the state. Now these are the functions of the chief minister. Now see that although the head of the government or head of the state is the governor, but who is having the real power? The real power lies with the chief minister. The governor will only be the nominal head of the state, and the real power will always be there with the chief minister or council of minister. Now let's talk about the council of ministers. Governor formally appoint the chief minister and other minister, and they form council of minister. Now what is their responsibility? Their responsibility is to run various departments called ministries. The council of minister is collectively responsible to the state legislature, and the no confidence motion can be passed against the particular minister or council of minister if assembly loses confidence in them. If the government or chief minister loses the motion, the entire council of minister have to resign. Is it clear what is council of minister? Now let's talk about the governor. The governor is the head of the state. The governor is appointed by the central government. The governor is the nominal head, and the real power lies with the chief minister and the council of minister. This point is very important. Who is governor? Governor is only the nominal head. Right? It seems like the governor is the head of the country or head of the state, but he is the nominal head, and the real power lies with the chief minister and the council of minister. The governor is appointed for a term of 5 years. The governor are appointed in the states, and the lieutenant governors are in the charge of Union Territory and the National Capital Territory of Delhi. Now, who is the present governor of Uttar Pradesh? Anandiben Patil. Now, let's see the eligibility criteria to become the governor. He or she must be 35 years of age. He must be citizen of India. He or she cannot be a member of the parliament or the state legislature or hold any office of profit under the government of India. So students, now let's discuss the functions of a governor. The governor is having many functions, but in this video we will discuss some functions, and if you are having any doubt, you can tell me in the comment section. The governor appoint the chief minister. The governor appoint the other members of the council of minister. The governor appoint the advocate general, the judges of the district court, and the chairman and members of the state public service commission. The governor can nominate one member in the state legislative assembly from the Anglo-Indian community. Now these are some functions, more functions of the governor. This you can see, and if you are having any doubt, you can tell me in the comment section. Now let's talk about the administration of Union Territories. A union territory is administered by Lieutenant Governor or Chief Commissioner who act on the advice of the President of India. The laws of a union territory are generally passed by the governor. So students, it's time for some brainstorming exercise. So let's start. How many states in India are bicameral? What do you understand by federal form of government? Who was the first governor of your state? And what do you understand by the term Anglo-Indians? You can give me the answers of these questions in the comment box over here. And don't forget to mention your class and section and name. So students, that's all for today. Thank you.